I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High, the Father, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Salute to you brothers out there that's pushing the real gospel and doctrine of Yahweh Shai and the spirit and power of Yahweh. All right, with that being said, I want to go into 1CORINTHIANS, the 3rd chapter, because, I've been, after reading this, I've been meditating and kind of come to the understanding that, the things that Paul was talking about, were things that we could see nowadays in the nation of Israel, as far as, when it talks about envying and strife and division. So, Lord willing, this will be edifying unto the elect. All right, I'm going to just jump into it. And it says, "And I, brethren, could not speak unto you as unto spiritual, but as unto carnal, even as unto babes in Hamashiach." All right, so it's saying he couldn't speak spiritual unto these brothers, but had to be carnal, even though they were babes in, Hamashiach, babes going into unlearn. All right, so verse 2, it says, "I have fed you with milk and not with meat, for hitherto ye were not able to bear it, neither yet now are ye able." So he's saying he gave, milk representing like the basics. And he said, and not with meat. He said, I have fed you with the basics and not with meat, meaning things that were deeper, And it says that up until this moment, they weren't able to understand it. All right. So it says, neither yet now, before they weren't able to understand it. And it says, neither yet now were they able to understand it. Verse 3, "For ye are yet carnal. For whereas there is among you envying and strife and divisions, are ye not carnal and walk as men?" So he's letting it be known, like he said in the beginning, he couldn't come onto them spiritually, but carnal. And now he's expounding on that. He's saying, for you guys are still carnal because you guys are basically still envying each other and having problems, strife with each other, and have divisions, right? And he said, basically, doesn't that make you carnal? Are ye not carnal and walk as men? So we understand that, that's why Paul is saying, you guys, I couldn't talk to you guys spiritual, but, carnal, because they were still, walking as men, like it was going into, because of the division and the envying and the strife. And it said, verse 4, "For while one saith, I am of Paul, and another, I am of Apollos, are ye not carnal?" So he's saying, look, some of you are saying you're of Paul, and some are saying that they're from Apollos. Are ye not carnal? So he's saying, doesn't that make you carnal? And it says, verse 5, "Who then is Paul and who is Apollos, but ministers by whom ye believed, even as the Lord gave to every man?" So he's letting it be known that, you're believing in, Paul. He's saying who is Paul and who is Apollo, but they're the ministers, meaning like teachers, by whom ye believe, even as the Lord gave to every man. All right. So he's saying Paul and Apollo are teachers, from the Most High, of the Most High. Verse 6, "I have planted, Apollos watered, but the Most High gave the increase." Verse 7, "So then neither is he that planteth anything, neither he that watereth, but the Most High that giveth the increase." So he's saying, no matter what, is the Most High, whether you do this or you do that, is the Most High that give the increase. Now, verse 8, now he that planteth and he that watereth are one, and every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor. So he's saying, even though we're, whoever does, this and whoever does that, they are still one. And even though they're still one, it says that they uh they will receive their own reward according to their own labors. All right. So it says, verse 9, for we are laborers together with the Most High. Ye are the Most High's husbandry. Ye are the Most High's building. So that's plain, we all are laborers together if we're coming in, the doctrine of Yahweh Shai through the spirit and power of Yahweh. All right, verse 10, according to the grace of the Most High, which is given unto me as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another buildeth thereon. But let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon. For other foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. All right, so Paul is basically saying, according to the grace of the Most High, as a wise master builder, he has laid down the foundation. What is that foundation? That foundation is what Yahweh Shai, the gospel of Yahweh Shai that he gave unto Paul so he could go and, continue to, build on that foundation, going to different places, getting, spreading out that gospel. And it says, but let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon. So, Paul is letting it be known that through the grace of the Most High, he gave Paul, that foundation, and Paul has laid that foundation. And it says, and another buildeth thereon. So he's saying others have builded upon that foundation. Basically, it's like, when you try to like put your 2 cents in or building on another's foundation, it says, but let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon. So that's, is a warning. Paul is saying, basically be careful how you build thereupon, So he's letting it be known, be careful how you build upon the foundation of Hamashiach. Verse 11, for other foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. So can nobody lay a foundation better than the one that Yahweh Shai HaMashiach already laid down. Verse 12, if any man build upon this foundation gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble. Verse 13, every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. So we got to understand that, it's talking about, other people that, or anybody that will build on that foundation that the Messiah basically already laid down. And then it's going into saying, if any man build upon this foundation, gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble. It's saying that, because you got to understand, there's a separation. The gold, silver, and precious stones is one category, and wood, hay, and stubble is another. Going into the gold and the silver, those more or less refined, and the wood, hay, and stubble is basically things that contribute to the fire. And it's saying that every man's works will be manifested, and it will be declared, because it's going to be revealed by fire. And the fire shall try every man's work. So basically, we're gonna be our works is going to be tested, whether it was works that were good or works that were bad, basically, because gold, silver, and precious stones are good, for the fire. Wood, hay, and stubble just contribute to the fire, because the gold and the silver, the precious stones get refined in the fire, but the wood, hay, and stubble just get burnt. All right, verse 13, it says, Every man's work shall be made manifest. I already read that, but I'll read it again. For the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. Verse 14, if any man's work abide, which he hath built thereupon, he shall receive a reward. So it's saying when your works get put to the test, if it stays, then you will receive a reward. Ultimately, because if you did it the right way, it will be it will be determined what, and that's going to be the reward, because the work actually, is stayed. Verse 15, if any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss, but he himself shall be saved, yet so as by fire. So it's going into, if your works basically get burned, you're just going to have to take that loss, and that person is going to be saved, but by fire. All right. So verse 16, it says, know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High, that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you? Verse 17, if any man defileth the temple of the Most High, him shall the Most High destroy, for the temple of the Most High is holy, which temple ye are. And you got to understand, if our temples are the temple of the Most High, then why should we defile the Most High's temple? If we have that understanding that our temples are the temple of the Most High, why? Because one, there's a lot of ways where you can defile it, but ultimately what this chapter is going into is talking about that foundation, which is the gospel that Yahweh Shai HaMashiach gave unto Paul, and is basically saying, is a warning onto anybody that tries to build upon that foundation, whether it be, whatever it is, it's just letting you know, like, be careful. So then it's going into, you defiling the temple of the Most High, which is our temples. So we got to understand that, that's a way that you can defile your temple, by literally building upon the foundation that has already been laid down by Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. So verse 18, it says, let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may be wise. Verse 19, for the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. For it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. All right, so this word wise is going into basically, skillful and expert, as far as pertaining to the scripts. I could get the word too, just to solidify it. See, it says wise, skilled, expert of artificers, wise, skilled in letters, cultivated, learned, and so forth. Of Christian teachers, Jewish theologies, forming the best plans and using the best means for their execution. So wise is just, being skillful and an expert in the things, pertaining to the scripture. So it says, just what I wanted to expound on, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. So if you're thinking that because certain things that, you could be justified by it, it's letting it be known. That's why I said, let no man deceive himself, because, literally, like, don't lie to yourself. That's what it's saying. Like, let no man lie to himself. All right. So verse 20, and again, the Most High knoweth the thoughts of the wise, that they are vain. So the Most High knows those that think that they're wise, but he knows that they're really those things that they think are really vain. They don't mean anything, because if you're not, dwelling in that foundation of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, then everything else is just, vain. It doesn't matter whether person, whether anything, anything other than that is vain. All right. And verse 21, and this is the verse that, stood out to me the most. It says, therefore, let no man glory in men, for all things are yours, whether Paul or Apollos or Cephas or the world or life or death or things present or things to come, all are yours. And ye are Yahushai Hamashiach's, and Hamashiach's is Yahweh's. So it's letting it be known we belong to, Hamashiach, and Hamashiach belongs to the Most High. That's why, these things, it says all are yours. All right. So that's why, I'm going to go back to 21, because that's why it says, not to glory in men, for all things are yours. And I'm going to go into this word because we got to understand what is it saying by that, therefore let no man glory in men, right? So we're going to go into this word glory just to get a better understanding. And it says to glory. It's just saying, the same word, to glory, whether with reason or without. To glory on account of a thing. To glory in a thing. So just to get a little more understanding, I wanted to bring out the etymology of the word, because it's just the same word here, but it's basically letting it be known that glory is whether it's for a reason or without a reason. Because, you could glory, it's saying do not glory in men. So you got some people that glory in men for a reason and some without a reason. And then it says glory on account of a thing. Or it's saying, some glory in, men on account of something. And it says to glory in a thing. So understanding that, you're glorying, because thing is person, place, or thing. It could be person or place. So now we go back, and I'm going to get the etymology of the word, because just so we could get understanding what that glory really means. And this is the etymology of the word glory. It says the first definition is great beauty or splendor that is so overwhelming it is considered powerful. Like the glory of the Most High, it's great beauty and it's overwhelming and it's considered powerful. But you also got, other things that people might glory at, So that's the flip. The second definition is honor, admiration, or distinction accorded by common consent to a person or thing, high reputation, renown. So honor, admiration, or distinction accorded by common consent, meaning everybody on that same, on that same consent to a person or a thing, high reputation. All right. So honoring or admiring, a person or a thing of high reputation. The third definition, that quality in a person or thing which secures general praise or honor. So something that a person or a thing might have that secures, that is the reason why people praise or honor. Verse 4, worship or praise, which, worship, you got, we worship the Most High, and we praise the Most High. So it goes into, the same thing. The fifth definition is optical phenomenon caused by water droplets. I didn't know what that one really was. Verse 6, the sixth definition, victory or success. Because, you got in movies, you see like war, they got the glory because they beat another. Victory is glory, success, and whatnot. The seventh definition is emanation of light supposed to proceed from beings of peculiar sanctity. It is represented in art by rays of gold or the like proceeding from the head or body, or by a disc or a mere line. And this, if you ever went into these churches, you usually see when they depict the heavens, you'll see that's what it's talking about. You'll see the rays, with the lines and uh and so forth. And then the eighth definition is pride, boastfulness, or arrogance. All right, but what the things that stood out to me the most, were the definitions, rather, the third and the fourth. Well, the second, the third, and the fourth, because honor, admiration, you know, to a person or thing of high reputation. And uh, the third one was the quality in a person which secures or is the reason why, a person or a thing can be praised or honored, and worshiping or praising. So now we got that understanding, and we go back into the verse, and when we go over it, verse 21, therefore let no man glory in men, for all things are yours. So the Apostle Paul was letting it be known to basically don't honor or have admiration for men, because all things are yours, no matter what the case is, because you got to understand, when we read the beginning, it was going into how some went with Paul and some went with Apollo. And Paul was saying that makes you carnal, basically. So that's why in the end, he's basically letting it be known, like, yo, don't glory in men, because we're the Most Highs. We're your Hamashiachs, which Hamashiachs is the Most Highs. So we're not supposed to glory in men, because basically, once you, like I was saying earlier, once you go other than the foundation that, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach laid down, you're basically, it's just, it's vain. So with that being said, I just want to bring out another scripture real quick, just to back up that last part, because understanding that foundation is the gospel and the doctrine, that Yahweh Shai HaMashiach gave Paul. And it wasn't for anybody to build upon it, rather than to just take it and give it onto others and build on it, but not build upon it, like, adding onto it and whatnot. But this is 2 John chapter 1 verse 9. And it says, whosoever transgresseth and abideth not in the doctrine of Hamashiach have not the Most High. He that abideth in the doctrine of Hamashiach, he have both the Father and the Son. And it says, verse 10, if there come any unto you and bring not this doctrine, receive him not into your house, neither bid him Godspeed. Because we got to understand that, like it was going into in 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter, that foundation is literally the doctrine that Hamashiach, Christ, that he laid down. So it's letting you know, whosoever transgressive and abideth not, whoever doesn't abide in that doctrine that, the Messiah brought, it says that he doesn't have the Father, basically. So and it also continues on to say that, if that's the case, it says to receive him not in your house, or, because they're literally building on a different foundation other than the one that Yahweh Shai HaMashiach has laid down already. So with that being said, I hope that was edifying unto the elect. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And salute to you brothers out there that's continuing to edify, the brothers out there that's sincerely seeking. And, with that being said, Shalom.